The next thing we're going to do is teach our athletes how to take off correctly. All right, a drill that we love here at Arkansas is what we call the two-box drill. Okay, now basically what we're going to have here is two separate platforms, all right, that vary in height. This first one is 5 inches high. The second one is about 10 inches high. Okay, now our athlete is a right-footed long jumper. All right, so he's going to step onto the first box with what's called his penultimate foot, which is his second to last step. Okay, and then he's going to push up through that foot and step quickly onto his takeoff foot, jumping off of the second box. All right, what this is going to promote is teaching our athlete how to catch their hips on the rise. And it's just like running upstairs. All right, so they're going to push through this step, pushing right through here, quick takeoff, catching our hips on the rise. This is absolutely the best drill that you can do to teach any of your athletes how to jump correctly. All right. Notice he's pushing through his penultimate step, quick on the takeoff step. Again, the main thing that we're looking for here is the good, what we call positive foot strike. Our athlete is pushing through their penultimate step, their second to last step, actively trying to push their hip up and through the takeoff step quickly. Okay, notice that Mikey had his foot directly underneath of him on the takeoff, all right, and moving up through it, pushing his knee from the penultimate here all the way up through here, trying to get his knee up to parallel through the takeoff. That is one of the main factors in jumping far, is finishing your takeoff. And you do that by getting your hips through and your knee up through to parallel on the front side. Good. The next drill that we're going to demonstrate that is very specific to the long jump takeoff is simply a gallop drill. All right, we're going to take you back to your elementary days when you were running around playing in gym class, okay, and learning how to gallop. Okay, so Mikey's going to demonstrate that. The main thing that we're really looking for here, once again, Mikey's a right-footed long jumper, okay, so he's pushing through his left foot and being quick and pulling his right foot underneath of him. All right, it seems kind of silly, my athletes always laugh about it, but galloping is absolutely the most specific form of plyometric that you can do for your long jumpers to take off effectively. Good. Good. Notice that his foot strike was pulling back underneath of him. His takeoff foot was pulling back underneath of him on each step. And that's what we're looking for, is a good positive takeoff. All right? Not leaning back on the takeoff, but a good positive takeoff, pulling through. Pushing through the penultimate, pulling through the takeoff. All right? The next thing that we're going to do is the next phase of that, and basically pushing our penultimate, all right, our penultimate hip, his left hip and his left knee to the front side. All right, so we're going to gallop over our ankle here, basically just stepping over your ankle with each step. All right, it's the next progression in the drill. Notice he's just driving his left foot forward just a little bit, but again, you can hear that rhythm. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. All right, a lot of times when I'm coaching my athletes, I'm listening for the sound at the board. Bump, 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 ba-dum. All right, and that's what you want to hear. You don't want to hear the bump, 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 bump. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. All right, if you can have your athletes do that over and over and over again, their body's going to remember how to do it. Notice he's just driving his left foot forward just a little bit, but again, you can hear that rhythm. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. All right, a lot of times when I'm coaching my athletes, I'm listening for the sound at the board. Bump, 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 ba-dum. All right, and that's what you want to hear. You don't want to hear the bump, 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 bump. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. All right, if you can have your athletes do that over and over and over again, their body's going to remember how to do it. The next thing that we're going to do in this basic galloping progression is have Michael push his knee all the way to parallel on the front side, trying to mimic finishing the takeoff. Again, as we talked about the two-box drill, it is very important to finish this swing leg, all right, or the drive knee, however you want to say it, all the way through the takeoff on the front side. So we're simply going to do that over and over and over again to create the repetitions. Pushing through the penultimate, pulling through the takeoff, finishing on the front side, over and over again. Good. Good. Good, Mike.